Hi everyone, it's Andrea, your training specialist. I'm going to give you a quick review of using PowerPoint effectively. But first I want to give you a quick quiz. You know when you go to the eye doctor and they use that piece of equipment that flips through lenses and you have to pick which one is better than the other? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Well, we're going to do that. You will see 2 slides and you have to decide if you like 1 or 2. Or 1 or 2. Okay, let's get started. 1 or 2. Or 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Or 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Or 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Or 1 or 2. So let's review some practical guidelines for effective PowerPoints. Text. You need to think about limiting the text on the screen. Remember, your audience isn't there to read, they're there to learn. Too many words and they will tune out, even if they're in bullet point form. Oh, and paragraphs should never be used. Think about keywords you want your audience to remember and integrate those with a memorable picture. Finding images that convey a message without words are even better. To review, no paragraphs of information, limit your bullet point usage, and use the main keywords for that slide and find images that convey the message. Next is graphics. Graphics are a great way of communicating a message or emotion without using words, but be picky. Clip art is an easy go-to image, but they are typically not used effectively. If you're going to use clip art, take the time to find one that's interesting and evokes emotion. And don't just put it in the right-hand corner. Make it front and center along with your text. And just a reminder to use images that are high resolution. Pictures are usually the best type of graphics because they're easily relatable and our mind can process it quickly. They can bring back memories or cause emotional response or help us understand a concept that is complex. To review, use clip art strategically, use high-resolution pictures, and use photographs that evoke emotion. Color. Color has been proven to subconsciously elicit an emotional response, and it's tempting to use it to its fullest extent on slides. The problem is that color on slides isn't always readable. Colored text or the lack of contrast can make it difficult for people to follow along. The easiest to read slides are ones with high contrast, either a light background and dark text, or a dark background and light text. To review, use contrast to your advantage, dark font color on light backgrounds and light font colors on dark backgrounds. Font. Font can get us into trouble in 2 ways, the size and the type. Font that is too small will be unreadable by the audience. And font that is kitschy or serifed is also difficult to read. It is suggested that font be no smaller than size 28, and stick to sans serif fonts for readability. To review, make sure to use font size of 28 or larger and use sans serif fonts like Calibri, Gill Sans, or Arial. So you might be thinking, so if I can't put everything that they need to know on the slides, where do I put it? On a handout. And I don't mean print out your PowerPoint slides. Handouts allow you to put all the details that they need to know for reference at a later time. Handouts that are specifically created for the presentation can have as much or as little information necessary. Remember, your audience is only going to walk away with a small percentage of what you presented. The handout will continue the learning process. So to review, don't print out your PowerPoint slides as the handout. Create a handout specific to your presentation. Well, thanks for hanging in there with me, and happy training.